Sa kwan ba gyapon ni sir?
Sa webinar ni Sir, StreamYard.
Okay. Mag-start na, sir.
Yes po, sir. Pwede na po, sir.
Okay. Ayan, sorry guys kung na-late ako ng kaunti. So again, good evening everyone. Welcome to the rationalization of your clerical ability test final coaching. So this is from 71 questions number 71 up to 105, no? Ito yung mga questions na lumabas sa mga previous na exams, particularly sa sub-professional level, kasi sa sub-professional level lang naman yung may clerical ability, and hopefully sana maraming lumabas ngayong March 2025. And you only have 5 days to go before your exam. So I hope na most of you ay ready na makipagbakbakan para sa inaasam na eligibility. Yan. So again, good evening everyone. So before we start our rationalization, let us first ask guidance from our Almighty Father through a prayer, no? So I am requesting everyone to bow down our head and put our presence to the Lord. Yan, so for the Catholic, you may do the sign of the cross. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, thank you so much for all the blessings you have given us every day, especially the gift of life. Thank you so much for the good health. Thank you for the beautiful weather. Thank you for our friends, our family. Thank you for giving us wisdom. Thank you so much for the guidance, for the safety. Lord, thank you so much for everything, for the food we eat that give nourishment to our body. Lord, we are very sorry for everything that we have done wrong in thoughts, in words, and in deeds, and for not doing what is right. May you forgive us as we forgive those who sin against us. Lord, as we go through this rationalization in preparation for the March 2025 civil service exam, may you send your angels to protect us. May you give us your wisdom so that we may be able to understand the things we need to understand that may be useful in answering the questions in the civil service exam. Lord, protect our family. Please provide us our food every day. Please keep us healthy and safe. Lord, heal those who are sick. And we glorify you, Lord. We praise you for everything. We are nothing without you. All these we offer and we pray in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. In the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Ayan. Good evening once again, everyone. So, I hope na ready na po ninyo yung inyong mga review materials like ballpen and paper para mailista or maisulat niyo yung mga importanteng bagay na kailangan nyo i-remember for the civil service exam. Ayan, guys, 5 days na lang, no? Sige, focus tayo ngayon despite the rainy evening. Let's start with the first question, which is ito. No, this is 71. The direction is arrange the given items in alphabetical order. Again, arrange the given items in alphabetical order as they would appear in a filing system. Choose the correct sequence for the given options. Which of the following names should come first in alphabetical order? 1, De La Cruz 1 na merong space in between D, La, and Cruz. Number 2, De La Cruz 1 na merong space between De La at saka Cruz. Number 3, De La Torre Mario na merong space between De La and Torre. Number 4, De La Vega Ana. And number 5, De La Peña Jose. Yan. So again, which of the following names should come first in alphabetical order? Ang lindaw dito yung tamang sagot. Sige, I encourage you to write your answers in the comment section or the comment box, and also do not forget to write the number, kung ano yung number o yung item na sinasagutan ninyo. So for this, you have to write number 71 and then your answer. Yes, very good. Miss Jolie Tagab. Sige. Sa ating na-discuss in alphabetizing names, ayan nasira to yung presentation ko. I'm sorry for this. Sabi dito, compound surnames are treated as one unit. Now again, compound surnames are treated as a single unit or as a one unit. Some surnames have the prefix that precedes another word. Examples are De los Reyes, De los Santos, De la Cruz, and Villaruman. So here, yung ginagawa is kino-compound, 'di ba? Sabi dito is yung mga compound surnames or yung mga more than one na apelyido, yung ginagawa is ini-ignore natin yung space tapos i-combine natin sila without space. So ang mangyayari, instead na separating De Los Reyes, magiging De Los tapos Reyes. Ganyan na siya. Wala na siyang space. No, De Los Reyes, De Los Santos, De la Cruz, and Villaruman. Now, going back to our question here, so itong De la Cruz magiging De la Cruz. 1. Tapos yung pangalawa naman, De la Cruz 1. Yan. So sure tayo na nandito lang, this is in between 1 and 2 yung tamang sagot. Kasi yung number 3, letter T yung after Dela, tapos yung letter V, yung pang-apat, letter V, tapos yung number 5, letter P yung after sa word na Dela. Yung tanong man is, which of the following names should come first? Alin dito yung mauuna? No? So here, kung ipa-follow natin yung rule na compound surnames are treated as a single unit, magiging the same yung De La Cruz 1 na number 1 at saka number 2. So medyo confusing, no? Kasi again, the same sila. De La Cruz 1 at saka De La Cruz 1, yung isa, yung spacing is dalawa. Pero yung sa number 2, isa lang. In between De La and Cruz. So alin man dito yung isasagot natin? Is it 1 or number 2? Sige. According din sa libro ng guidelines na ito, Guidelines for Alphabetical Arrangement of Letters and Sorting of Numerals and Other Symbols. Dito sa section 3, sabi dito, orders of characters. Ano yung mauuna? Nakalagay rito, the basic order of characters should be in the following sequence. Ano yung mauuna? Spaces. Again, spaces. Next is symbols other than numerals, letters, and punctuation marks. Next is numerals, 0, yung numbers 0 through 9. And ang last is yung letters A through Z. Dito sa spaces, naka-specify din dito, a space precedes any other character in alphanumeric arrangement. Again, yung space daw ay mauuna sa kahit anong character in alphanumeric arrangement. Tapos 2 or more contiguous spaces should be treated as a single character. So kung meron tayong makitang dalawang spaces na magkasunod, they are just treated as one. Tapos naka-note din dito, a space in the sense of this rule is a blank generated by touching a space bar on a keyboard. Yan kung susulat natin itong De La Cruz 1 at saka De La Cruz 1 sa keyboard or sa computer, 'di ba? Yung space that refers to the space na mag-occur after nating i-press yung space bar sa keyboard. Yan. So meaning from the choices na yung left na De La Cruz 1 na number 1 at saka De La Cruz 1 na number 2, no? Yung tamang sagot po ay itong number 1, no? De La Cruz 1. Mr. Zidril, kung hindi niyo po makikita, anyway, i-send po namin yung PowerPoint for you. Yan, no? Order of characters, again, yung basic order is mauuna yung space. Sabi pa nga natin before, nothing before anything, no? Yan yung ibig sabihin uh, space. Space po yung ibig sabihin niyan. No? Nothing before anything. Mauuna yung wala before something. Hindi ba klaro? Yan, sige. Again po, Mr. Ephraim, sa mock test, 2 po yung sagot. Sige. I will just inform Sir Kirk about that po. No? Sige. Basta, klaro po sa ating ruling, this is according to the book, yung reference natin, na mauuna po talaga yung space. Yan. So meaning, the correct answer is De La Cruz 1 na number 1. Yan. I hope clear po sa inyo, no? Sige. Number 72 tayo. Arrange the following document titles in proper alphabetical order. Again, arrange the following document titles in proper alphabetical order. A. Employee attendance report. B. Employee benefit summary. Number 3. Employee handbook. Letter D. Employee leave form. Letter E. Employee performance review. Alin dito yung tamang sagot? Sige. Alam natin na sa ruling, no, we have to, ano sabi doon, kailangan i-arrange natin sila according sa letters of the alphabet. No? Arrangement of the letters of the alphabet. Ngayon, kapag merong the same na letters in a set of words or names or titles, magpo-proceed tayo doon sa letter kung saan pwede na natin silang ma-arrange. Na the same sila ng first word, which is employee. So, kailangan natin silang i-cancel. Cancel natin yung employee. Magpo-proceed tayo sa second words, especially on their initials. We have A for attendance, B for benefits, H for handbook, L for leave, and P for performance. Yan. Among the given initials in the second words, ang mauuna, of course, is itong si attendance report. That's number 1. Ito yung number 1 or letter A. Next is, syempre, ang kasunod naman ay letter B. So, benefit, A, B. Yan, kung titingnan natin yung options, dalawa lang yung nagsisimula sa letter A at saka letter B. So, ikakancel na natin si number 2, number 4, at saka si number 5. Next is, between H, L, and P, or among H, L, and P, syempre, mauuna si letter H for handbook. That's letter C. And then, after that is between L at saka P, no? L, M, N, O, P. O, syempre, mas mauuna si letter L. So, that's next after C is letter D. And lastly, we have letter E. Pag hahanapin lang natin itong sequence na ito, A, B, C, D, E, dito sa options, correct answer is number 1, A, B, C, D, E. Number 73. Which of the following is filed last in an alphabetical filing system? Again, alin daw dito yung mapa-file last in an alphabetical filing system? Di ba in alphabetical arrangement of names, dapat magsisimula sa surnames? Hindi natin dapat kalimutan ito, no? Surnames, first name, and lastly, we have middle initial or middle name. Yan. So, kung makikita natin yung options, the same naman sila. No? The same sila ng arrangement. I mean, tama yung arrangement nila. Nagsisimula sila sa surname or apelyido. Then next is yung kanilang pangalan or given name. Next is yung middle initial. Yan. So, here, the same sila ng first 3 letters which are RAM. So, i-cancel natin yung RAM. Yan. Magpo-proceed tayo sa pang-apat na letter. So, letter A for Rama, syempre, so ito yung number 1. Tapos, yung pangalawa naman ay si letter E. Itong nasa number 4, Ramel, kasi letter E man yung next letter. So, this is 2. For number 3 naman is between Ramiro and Ramirez. No, the same sila ng first 5 letters, Ramer. So, mag-proceed tayo sa second next letter which is E and O. Between them, mas mauuna si Ramirez. So that's number 3. Number 4, si Ramero Pedro, and number 5, si Ramos. So yung tanong is yung last daw. Alin ba dito yung panghuli? Kaapelyedo ko po yung last. Wow. Okay. Very good, Hannah Ramos. Correct answer is, that's number 2, Ramos Elena. Buti hindi mo kapangalan, Miss Hannah. Again, correct answer is Ramos Elena. Siya po yung pang-last. Number 74. In numeric filing, which of the following numbers should be filed first? Yan, di ba sa arrangement of numbers, syempre mag-start tayo sa pinakamaliit na number hanggang sa pinakamalaki. What I mean about that is yung may pinakamaliit na value. No, syempre mag-start tayo with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, so on and so forth. So here, alin ba dito yung pinakamaliit na value? So sure tayo na yung pinakamaliit is itong 501, no? Mas maliit si 501 as compared kay 510 and 509. Pero dalawa yung 501, sila number 1 at saka si number 2. Proceed tayo sa pangalawang digit, yung second set of digits. Ito yung 23. The same pa rin sila ng digit, so proceed tayo sa pangatlong group, which is itong composed of 4 digits. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, tapos yung isa is 4, 5, 5, 5. Alin po dito yung correct na answer? Siyempre, mas maliit man yung value ni 4, 5, 5, 5, so siya dapat yung ma-file first. So correct answer is number 2. 501, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5. Very good. Ang galing niyo po. Sige. Number 70. Wow, kung ganito lang ang mga tanong, may pag-asa na makapasa. Yes, by God's grace. Sana, let us pray na ganito lang yung mga lalabas sa ngayong linggo, no? Sige. Number 75. Which of the following is the correct alphabetical order for the following company names? Yan. So again, alin daw dito yung correct na alphabetical order para sa mga pangalan ng company? So we have Starlight Corporation, Starbright Corporation, tapos Stardust Manufacturing, Starling Solutions, number 5, Starbeam Holdings. Sige, balikan lang po natin yung 71 kasi may nagtatanong. Ano daw po yung sagot sa number 71? Correct answer po doon is number 1. Kasi mauuna po yung space before anything. Again, nothing before anything. That means space, mauuna yung may space before yung walang space. Sige. Malabo daw. Sino ba to? Si Miss Maricel Dabo, sabi niya malabo. Malabo din po ba sa ibang screen? May I know po, baka akin yung mahina yung signal o kay ma'am yung sino yung nagsabing malabo. Sige. I think clear naman po sa iba. Okay. Siguro po ma'am, yung internet connection po ninyo ay not stable. Sige. Number 75 tayo. Number 1, Starlight Corporation, Starbright Enterprise, Stardust Manufacturing. Number 4, Starling Solutions. Number 5, Starbeam Holdings. Yan, the same sila ng first 4 letter, yung star. So, ika-cancel natin yung star, 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 star. Focus tayo sa sumusunod na letter, which is L, R, D, B pala, sorry. L, B, D, L at saka B. Yan. So, among the letters given, yung B, D at saka L, syempre mauna yung letter B. Pero dalawa yung B. Starbeam at saka Starbright. Alin man yung mauuna? Syempre, mauuna si Starbeam kasi yung kasunod niya is letter E, yung kay Starbright, letter R. Yan. So, mauuna si number 5, tapos susunod si number 2. Kung titingnan natin yung options, dalawa lang yung nagsisimula sa number 5 at saka number 2. So, ika-cancel natin sa number 1, 2, at saka 4. Next, after Starbright and Starbeam and then Starbright, proceed tayo kay between letter D at saka letter L, syempre mauuna si number 3. 5, 2, 3. No? Kasi Stardust man siya. No? D, between D and L, mauuna si letter D, Stardust. And then next is between Starling and Starlight, syempre, mauuna si Starlight, that's number 1. Last, si number 4. Yan, between 3 and 5, alin dito yung tamang sagot? Although, yan, yung tamang sagot po is 5, 2, 3, 1, 4, yung correct na alphabetical order. Pero walang 5, 2, 3, 1, 4 sa option. Yung pinaka malapit, no, yung isasagot natin. Correction po, dapat po 5, 2, 3. Yes, very good. 5, 2, 3, 1, 4 dapat. Pero no, sa paulit-ulit naming sinasabi na bawal na wala kayong isagot. No, again, bawal na wala kayong isagot. So hahanapin natin yung pinakamalapit na sagot, which is itong number 3. Yes, yan po yung pinakamalapit kasi nagkapalit lang si number 4 at saka si number 1. No, yan po yung pinakamalapit na sagot. Bawal na walang bonus, ma'am. Ma'am Ana May Igualan, wala pong bonus, no? Wala pong bonus sa civil service at sa kahit anong national exams. So kahit alam natin, kahit sure tayo na walang tamang sagot sa option, no? Hahanap tayo ng pinakamalapit na sagot, tapos yan yung isagot natin, no? Yan, sige. Number 75 is number 3 kasi yan po yung pinakamalapit na sagot. Number 76. Which of the following words does not belong to the group based on alphabetical order? 1. Paramount, 2. Paralyze, 3. Paragon, 4. Paradigm, and number 5. Paradox. Again, paramount, paralyze. Alin daw dito yung hindi kabilang or hindi nabibilong sa isang group based sa alphabetical order? Yan, alin kaya dito yung tamang sagot? Sige, arrange muna natin sila alphabetically. They have the same first 4 letters. Para, no? Itong para, and then para. Then proceed tayo sa panglimang letter, which is letter D, letter G, letter L, at saka letter M. So sure tayo na mauuna yung letter D. Pero dalawa yung may letter D, paradigm at saka paradox. Siyempre, mauuna si paradigm kasi yung kasunod niya is letter I as compared kay paradox na letter O. So mauuna si paradigm. Tapos next is paradox. And then next is after paradigm and paradox, proceed tayo kay paragon, no? Si paragon kasi mas mauna man si letter G as compared kay L at saka M. Paragon. And then next is paralyze kasi mas mauna si L as compared kay M. Paralyze. And then paramount. Yan. So actually, no, kung itatry natin yung pag-analyze yung question, wala naman talaga dito yung hindi na belong. Kasi lahat naman yan, belong talaga sa group. According to, kasi sabi dito, based on alphabetical order. Yan. So kung susiriin nating mabuti yung tanong, no, again, merong mga tanong na ganito, no, na ang hirap niyang intindihin. No, pero kahit mahirap siyang intindihin, kailangan pa rin nating intindihin, no, para may maisagot tayo. Yan, so here, wala naman talagang, no, kung susuriin natin, wala naman talagang hindi belong sa group. Yan, so yung gagawin na lang natin ay kung sino yung pinaka-last, o walang hindi belong, lahat sila belong, no? Yung pinaka-last, yan na lang yung isagot natin, no? Yung paramount, yan po yung isagot natin. Tapos kung titignanin natin, yung paramount lang, yung may 9 na letters. Yung paradigm, meron siyang 2, 4, 6, 8. Ito merong 8 letters. Si paradox, merong 2, 4, 6, 7 na letters. Si paragon naman, 2, 4, 6, 7 na letters. Si paralyze, merong 8. Ito lang yung 9. So, sa number of, or the length of the letters, sa length ng word, si paramount lang yung naiiba. So, maybe, ganyan yung kanilang way of classifying yung tawag nito, yung word based on the alphabetical order. Siguro yan yung ibig sabihin nila. So again, yung isasagot natin ay itong number 1, paramount. Again, paramount po yung isasagot. Number 77. A company uses a 3-letter filing code for department based on their function. So yung tawag po dito ay coding, no? Pag sinabing coding, yung filing system, nagbibigay sila ng code para para ano, again, pag sinabing coding, yan yung binibigay na mga code para mas madaling ma-identify or ma-retrieve yung mga files, no? Dito, yung accounting, ibig sabihin ACC. Yan. Tapos yung human resources, HRM. Tapos pag procurement is PRC. And then pag marketing naman, MKT. Yan, MKT. So, alin dito yung tamang sagot? Kapag yung company daw nag-follow ng the same pattern, what should be the code for customer service? Yan, so 'di ba dapat tatlo. Yung accounting, yung ACC kinuha sa first three letter. Yung HRM naman kinuha siya sa first three letter, the first letters of the words. Yung human resources and then yung M is from the management, no? Human resource management. Tapos yung procurement naman kinuha siya sa first three letters na mga non-vowel or mga consonant, which is PRC. Yeah. PRC. The same with marketing. Sa marketing naman, M, K, at saka T. Yan. So kung sa customer service, since more than one word siya, so kukunin natin yung first two letters or initials or yung code sa mga initial letters sa kada word. So meron tayong customer, so that's letter C, tapos service S. So meron tayong CS. Yan. So sure ito hindi. Tapos CMR. So meron tayong dalawang pagpipilian. CSR at saka CST. Between CSR at saka CST, yung isasagot po natin ay itong C number 1, CSR. Kasi yung ibig sabihin ng R is customer service representative, no? Customer service representative. Ito yung mga call centers, no? Yan. Sila yung nagre-receive ng mga calls from a complaint or yung mga may magtatanong. Yan. Yes po, good evening Miss Juveline. This is for subproof po. Opo. This is for subproof. Kasi ano po ito, analytical tuloy. Clerical ability, sorry. Clerical ability. Yes. No need to spell out po. Yung 121 Baker Street. Pero yung nakalagay sa libro, dun sa source, yung civil service na libro, yung sa, ano tawag nito, brain box, sorry to say, yung sabi nila is spell out daw yung numbers. Pero wala silang binigay na source. So, hinahanap ko kung alin talaga yung tama. So, marami man tayong na-compile na source, syempre, doon tayo maniniwala sa may source. No? Hindi pwede yung sasabihin na lang na spell out kahit wala namang sinabi, walang published na source. So, doon tayo maniniwala sa published talaga. No? Yes. Sige. Next tayo, number 78. Jack, ano ba ibig sabihin nitong question ni Jack? F13 reasons why po. Ano ba ibig sabihin nito? Sige, balikan natin yan later. I-rationalize muna natin itong number 78. Ayan. Kapag po sir, ang kasama ay hindi same na puro street, kapag mixed po, syempre for example, kung mixed na number at saka letter or alphanumeric, yun yung tawag sa kanya, alphanumeric, meaning letter at saka number. So syempre, mauuna yung numbers, no? Numbers yung mauuna kasi yan naman talaga yung according doon sa NESO or yung published na book ng NISO, no? Na international yung standardized na organization, kumbaga, yun. Basta publish yun siya na article na nakalagay doon spaces, mga mga symbols, tapos numbers before letters. So mauuna pa rin yung numbers as compared to letters. If dili spell out, sir, unsa may mauna, sir? Number or letter? Mas mauna po yung number. Siyempre, mauna yung number. Again, yung i-consider nyo is space. And then after ng space is yung symbols. After symbols is numbers. And lastly, we have letters. Yan. Ito po. Sige. Sige, proceed na tayo sa number 78. A proficient administrative officer should be meticulous in record keeping, ensuring that all files are blank and easily retrievable. Yan. Kung yung proficient daw na administrative officer or yung AO, dapat meticuloso siya pagdating sa record keeping para ma-ensure na yung files, para ma-ensure na what and easily retrievable. Is it one, haphazardly arranged? Number two, sporadically documented? Number three, systematically organized? Number four, ambiguously coded? Or number five, randomly stored? Sige nga. Hindi natin isasagot si number 1 at saka si number 5 kasi the same sila ng meaning. Yung haphazard, ibig sabihin niyan is random. So kung random natin yung pagpa-file or yung pagre-record keep, for example, dito ko na lang ito ilalagay tapos mayroon ka na namang ibang file tapos ipa-file mo na naman siya randomly, paano yan pag nagre-retrieve ka? 'Di ba? It's like saving a file on your computer. Kung kahit saan mo lang siya isi-save, no, tapos wala kang organization, so mahihirapan ka sa pag-retrieve, no? So dapat hindi random. Hindi din ambiguous. Kasi pag sinabing ambiguous ay hindi siya clear, no? Hindi clear or hindi klaro yung pagfa-file mo, no? Tapos hindi rin sporadically, kasi pag sinabi nating sporadically is parang hindi siya random, ibig sabihin niyan is occasionally, no? Or hindi always na documented. So hindi rin natin yan isasagot. Yung tamang sagot po dito is yung systematically organized. Yung naka-systematize na, for example, i-arrange ko to according to the location na dito yung barangay Poblasyon, dito yung barangay Otiiza, dito yung barangay Kauswagan, ganyan. Or pwede rin siyang ipa-file ko yung records based on the names of the applicants. For example, dito yung A to B ng apelyido, dito naman yung C to D, so on and so forth. Ganyan po yung systematic organization. Yan. Next is number 79. A company maintains 20 filing cabinets, each storing 750 documents. If 15% of the documents need to be replaced annually, how many documents require replacement per year? Yan. So meron daw minemaintain na 20 ka-filing cabinets. Yan. So meron 20 filing cabinets and bawat filing cabinets meron yung laman na 750 documents. Ngayon, bawat taon or taon-taon, pinapalitan yung 15% na mga documents na yon ng bago. Yung tanong, ilang documents daw yung kailangang palitan bawat taon or per year? So yung bago natin yan malalaman, kailangan muna nating malaman kung ilang documents meron lahat sa 20 filing cabinets. So yung gagawin natin is i-multiply lang yung 20 filing cabinets and 750 documents. So this is 750 times, na-reveal na yung sagot. 750 times 20, bring down 0, 2 times 0, that's 0, 2 times 5, that's 10, 7 times 2, that's 14, plus 1, 15. So meron tayong 15,000. Again, meron tayong 15,000 na mga documents. Ngayon, 15% of these 15,000 ay pinapalitan bawat taon. So anong gagawin natin? I-multiply natin yung 15% sa 15,000, no? So ibig sabihin yan, 15,000 times, i-multiply natin sa 15%. Yung 15% is just 15 divided by 100 or 0.15. That is, this is 0.15. Yan, so i-bring down natin yung tatlong 0. And then 5 times 5, that's 25. 25. Tapos 5 times 1 is 5 plus 2, 7. 1 times 5, 5. 1 times 1, 1. So bring down natin yung tatlong 0, tapos yung 5, 7 plus 5, 12, carry 1, and then 2. Tapos magbibilang tayo ng dalawang digit bago yung decimal point. So 1, 2, this is 1, 2. So meaning, this is 2,250. Again, 2,250 po, ito, 2,250 yung kailangan nating palitan bawat taon. So, hahanapin lang natin yung 2,250 sa option, andyan po siya sa number 2. Yes po, lahat po dito is subproof po. Subproof for clerical ability. Yan. Number 80. A secretary needs to arrange the following files based on last name first, which name should be filed first. Again, magsisimula daw sa last name or i-arrange daw yung mga names according doon sa last name. So yung tanong, ano daw yung mapa-file last o yung panghuli nating ipa-file? Yan, so lahat ng mga names, naka-order naman siya in correct order, which is nauuna siya with yung apelyido or last name or surname. So here, syempre, mauuna si Cruz. This is number 1. And then next is between De La Rosa or among De La Rosa, De La Torre, De La Vega, and De Los Reyes. Yan. So alam natin na they are compound names. Yan, compound names sila. So meaning, mauuna yung they are considered as a single unit. So magiging isa itong De La Rosa, De La Torre, and De La Vega, and De Los Reyes. Tapos yung tatlo, the same sila Dela. Maliban sa isa, Delos. So sure na tayo na si Delos yung tamang sagot or Delos Reyes yung mahuhuli. Kasi yung Dela, mas mauuna yan as compared kay Delos Reyes. No? Kasi O man yung after kay L. Unlike kay Dela na letter A. So correct answer po ay Delos Reyes. Namali po ako ng paglagay ng tawag nito answer, pero correct answer po is number 5. Number 5 po yung correct na answer. Delos Reyes Carla. Again, Delos Reyes, hindi po De La Vega. Mali po itong number 4. X yan, X. Correct answer is number 5. De Los Reyes. Again, number 5 po, De Los Reyes. Number 81. Which of the following names should be filed first in an office filing system? Again, which of the following names should be filed first in an office filing system? So, alin dito yung mauunang ipa-file natin? So, we have De Guzman, De La Cruz, De La Fuente, De Los Santos, and De La Rosa. They have the same first two letter, which is letter D. Yung De Guzman, sige, di ba compound names are treated as one? So, ang mangyayari, si De Guzman magiging De Guzman, and then De La Cruz magiging De La Cruz. Next is De La Fuente. Wala nang mga spaces. Tapos De Los Santos. And De La Rosa. Yan. So the same sila ng first two letter, which is D-E, 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 D-A, D-A. Proceed tayo sa pangatlong letter. Yung pangatlong letter is letter L at saka letter G. Alin man between G and L yung mauuna? Siyempre, mas mauuna si letter G. So meaning, yung mauuna nating ipa-file ay yung De Guzman Jose. That's number 1. De Guzman Jose, number 1. Very good. Next, number 82. A supervisor asks you to send an urgent memorandum to all employees. What is the fastest and most effective way to distribute it? Yan. So, inutusan ka ng iyong supervisor na mag-send ng memorandum sa lahat ng employees. Yung tanong, ano daw yung pinakamabilis and pinaka-effective na way sa pag-disseminate ng memorandum? Is it number 1, print and post it on the office bulletin board? Yan, magpiprint ka ng memorandum tapos ididikit mo yan sa bulletin board. Number 2, email the memorandum to all employees. Magsisend ka ng memorandum through email. Number 3, send a printed copy to each department via inter-office mail. Yan. So, magsisend ka raw ng printed copy sa pamamagitan ng inter-office mail. Number 4, announce the memorandum during the next staff meeting. Number 5, call each employee individually to inform them. Yan, masyadong madali, no? Siyempre, yung gagawin natin is, kasi nga, fastest. No, pwede naman silang gawin lahat, pero hindi yan madali. Yung pinakamadaling gawin ay itong number 2, no? Mag-email ka lang, yung kukuha ka lang ng copy ng memorandum sa iyong supervisor, tapos i-email mo lahat sa lahat ng employees. Yan. Sige. Number 83 tayo. Which of the following best ensures accuracy in data entry? Yan. So, paano natin ma-i-ensure na tama o accurate yung data entry, yung pag-i-entry natin ng mga data or paglalagay natin ng mga data. No, again, paano natin mapapanatili or ma-ensure or how can we make sure yung accuracy o yung ano ba yan sa Tagalog? Yung basta tama yung data entry. Sige. Is it number 1, typing as fast as possible to complete the task quickly? Yan ba yung gagawin mo? Bibilisan mo yung pagta-type para mas madali kang matapos. Number 2, entering the data first, then checking the errors at the end of the day. So, yung gagawin mo is i-entry mo lahat, isusulat mo lahat yung mga data or i-entry mo lahat ng data, tapos pagka tapos ka na lahat ng pag-entry, babalikan mo sila para i-check kung saan doon yung may error. Yan ba? Or number 3, cross-checking enter data against the original source immediately. Yan. So, yung gagawin mo is cross-checking. Ibig sabihin, data entry ka, tapos tignan mo yung original source, kung tama ba o hindi. Tapos proceed ka sa next, mag-entry ka na naman, tapos titingin ka sa original source, kung tama ba yung pagka-entry mo or hindi. Or number 4, relying on spell check to correct any errors automatically. So, mag-rely ka lang doon sa spell check na correct para yung automatic na mag-check yung spelling. Number 5, skipping verification if you are confident in your typing skills. Wow! Hindi mo na i-verify kung tama ba or hindi yung pag-i-entry mo ng data kasi confident ka sa iyong typing skills. Siyempre, hindi natin i-answer si number 5. Tapos, hindi rin natin i-answer si number 1. No? Kasi it's not a matter of completing the task quickly. Yung sinasabi dito is yung accuracy in data entry. Hindi yung bilis or yung, yun na nga, yung speed ng pagtapos mo sa task or yung data entry. So, hindi rin natin isasagot si number 4, relying on spell check to correct any errors. What if yung data entry natin is numbers? Yung numbers yung i-entry natin, no? Sa mga, for example, sa Excel. Yan. So, hindi naman niya nako-correct ng automatically, no? For example, instead na 15 yung dapat i-entry mo, tapos yung nalagay mo is 51. So, hindi naman yan madedetect ng spell checker, no? So, hindi pwedeng isagot si number 4. So, between 2 and 3, yung tamang sagot po ay, maraming nagsagot ng number 2, pero yung tamang sagot ay number 3, no? Cross-checking enter data against the original source immediately, agad-agad. No, kasi yung number 2, entering data first, yan i-enter mo lahat ng data, tapos pagtapos ka na nag-enter, ay saka mo pa siya i-check. Yung mangyayari, mas parang matatagalan ka, tapos hindi ka pa sure kung correct ba yung or perfect ba yung pag-check mo sa data, no? So yung dapat, yung gagawin mo is mag-i-entry ka ng data and then titignan mo yung source kung tama ba yung pagkalagay mo. Ganyan. So immediately para hindi ka na pabalik-balik doon sa trabaho mo, no? Again, number 3, yung tamang sagot, cross-checking enter data against the original source immediately. Number 84, a filing clerk needs to remove outdated records from the active files and store them in the archive. What is the process called? 1. Indexing. Number 2, retrieving. Number 3, cross-referencing. 4, purging. 5, coding. Again, yung clue natin dito ay yung needs to remove outdated records. Yan, yung kailangan daw tanggalin yung outdated or hindi na relevant na records from the active files. For example, yung mga records na masyadong luma na, no, hindi na siya mga irrelevant records na, no? So, kailangan na daw tanggalin doon sa active files. So, ano daw yung tawag sa process na yon? Is it 1, indexing, 2, retrieving, 3, cross-referencing, 4, purging, number 5, coding? Ano yung sagot? Sige nga. Maraming nagsagot ng number 1, mayroong 2, number 2, number 1. Yan, so 1 and 2 lang yung sinasagot nila. Sige. Pag sinabi nating coding, no, yung coding, yan yung mga representation, no? Representation of something na file. For example, yung customer service representative, yung code niya is CSR, no? Yan yung coding. Yan yung example ng coding. Parang magpipili lang tayo ng letters to represent the entire names of the folder or file. Wow, number 4 daw para maiba. Hindi natin isasagot si cross-referencing kasi pag sinabi natin cross-referencing, yan yung, yun na nga, yung i-verify mo na this is a process of verification. Pag cross-referencing, yung clue natin dyan is verification. Yan, verification. I-verify natin kung tama ba yung pag-entry. No? Si number 4 naman, pag sinabing purging, di ba nakakita na kayo ng salida daw, ng movie na The Purge? Yung The Purge ba? Purge. Di ba yung mga patayan, di ba? Yung purge is patayan. So yung purge is actually based doon sa movie, sabi doon sa purge, based doon sa movie, kailangan gawin yung purge kasi masyado ng maraming tao, no? Masyado ng maraming tao masyado ng malaki yung population sa world. So kailangan tanggalin yung iba. Kaya may yung purging. Salida, Jude. Movie. Again, yung pinapatay yung iba or yung mga tao, binibigyan sila ng chance na gumawa ng crime na hindi sila makukulong within that specific time, no? Yan yung ginagawa doon sa The Purge. So, yun, napapatayin yung mga tao, pwede silang magnakaw, basta yung goal doon sa The Purge is i-lessen yung population. Yan din yung term na gagamitin natin sa files. Correct answer is purging, no? Again, remove outdated or tatanggalin. Yan, correct. So number 4 daw kasi para maiba. Pero yan naman talaga yung tamang sagot. Remove outdated records. Correct answer is purging. Babawasan yung mga records or yung files. Yung number 1 kasi, yung indexing, yan yung organization kung paano mo i-organize yung mga files. For example, you index it according to the letters in the alphabet or pwede rin according to numbers. Ganyan. Pag retrieving naman, yung clue natin sa retrieving is locate. For example, locate files. Yan. You locate files or get. Pwedeng get. Yan, or kukunin. Yan yung retrieve. Yan yung ibig sabihin ng retrieve. Pag indexing is organization. Yan yung mga clue natin. Organization, alphabetization, or yung number. Yan. Pag cross-referencing, again, verification. I-verify. Yan. Pag purging, remove. Yan. Sige, number 85. Maraming nagkamali sa item na ito but it's okay. Again, okay lang po magkamali sa ngayon pero wag lang sa final. Wag lang ngayong linggo, no? Sige. Purging, kapag gumamit ka ng rejuve, haha. Hindi ko mag-gets yung logic dyan, Jira. Sige, number 85. A company follows a 5-year document retention policy 4, financial records. A clerk is reviewing files in 2025. Which of the following years records should be archived or discarded? Yan yung company daw ay nagpa-follow sila ng 5-year document retention policy. Ibig sabihin, yung mga mga files na more than 5 years na doon sa storage ay kailangan ng tanggalin or kailangan ng alisin. Yan. So alin daw sa mga files yung kailangan ng i-discard, no? Is it number 1, 2021, number 2, 2022, number 3, 2023, number 4, 2024, number 5, 2025? Purge yun, yung purge na gagayahin yung PERMA, yung illegal na copying of the PERMA, forge yun, F-O-R-G-E. Diba? Forge. Forging. All of the above. Sige. Correct answer po dito ay actually walang sagot. No, walang sagot dito sa option kasi hindi pa yung file sa 2021, hindi pa naman yan umabot ng 5 years. No, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. 4 years pa lang yan. So magpa 5 years pa yan 2026, no? Again, walang tamang sagot sa option. Pero yung pinakamalapit, syempre again, hindi pwedeng wala tayong sagot. Yung pinakamalapit is 2021. Wala ding 2020. Yan, dapat 2020 pababa. Since wala namang 2020, 2021 yung pinakamalapit. Yes. Correct answer is 2021. Next, 86. A company uses a numeric filing system for client records. Which of the following should be filed first? Yan, again, numeric daw yung filing system. Dapat yung may number na pinakamaliit na value yung mauuna. Kapit sa mas malapit. Yes, correct. Kapit sa mas malapit talaga. Sige. So, kung mapapansin natin, yung first group, meron tayong yung nasa options, meron silang dalawang set of numbers. Yung first set contains 4 digits. Yung second set naman contains 2 digits. Siyempre, magbabase tayo sa first set. So we have 4,521, 4,500. The same sila ng first 2 digit. 45. Uy. 45, 45, 45, 45, 45. Proceed tayo sa pangatlong number. 22212. So yung tanong dito is, alin daw yung mauuna, filed first? So syempre, yung pinakamaliit na value na number. So correct answer here is number 4. No, kasi mas mauna man yung 4519 as compared sa 4520 at 4521. Yan. Sige. Number 87. A secretary needs to send an important business letter. What should they do before sending it? Yung secretary daw, kailangan niyang mag-send ng importanteng sulat. Ano daw dapat yung kailangan nilang gawin bago i-send yung letter? Is it number 1, send it immediately to avoid delays? Isi-send mo daw kaagad para hindi na ma-delay. Number 2, print multiple copies before checking for errors. Yan, so magpiprint ka daw muna bago mo i-check kung may mali ba or wala. Number 3, proofread the letter for spelling, grammar, and formatting errors. Yan, so pag sinabing proofread, it's like checking, no, checking or scanning. Scan mo muna or paulit-ulit mong i-check, no, yung kung about the spelling, kung meron bang spelling na wrong, kung tama ba yung grammar, na follow ba yung grammar rules, or correct ba yung format. Number 4, ask a coworker to sign and send it without review. Wow, so sasabihan mo yung coworker mo, permahan mo ito para ma-send na kaagad. Number 5, rely on spell check alone to catch all mistakes. Again, hindi po lahat ng mga mistakes ay kayang i-identify or kayang ma-detect ni spell checker. So, hindi natin isasagot sa number 5. Correct answer is, very good, that's number 3, proofread the letter for spelling, grammar, and formatting errors. Number 88, Which function in a word processing program is most useful when creating a standardized office memo? Yan, sige nga. Alin daw dito yung standardized, alin daw yung word processing program or yung program sa Microsoft Word na makakatulong kapag gumagawa tayo ng standardized na office memo? Is it number 1, find and replace? Number 2, mail merge? Number 3, spell check? Number 4, page break? Number 5, autocorrect? Sige, number 87. Ang daming number 88 pala, sorry. Number 88, may nagsagot ng number 2, na meron ding number 3. Sige. Pero alin kaya dito yung tamang sagot? Pag sinabi nating find and replace, no? Ito yung program sa Microsoft Word na or sa Microsoft na magsi-search ka ng file tapos papalitan mo siya, no? Kaya nga find and replace. For example, meron kayong nagta-type ka tapos yung na-type mo is nag-underline ng red. Tapos i-right click mo 'yan, pwedeng mag-find, no? Ibig sabihin, find the correct term or correct word, tapos palitan mo ng yung naka-underline na red, papalitan mo siya ng correct na spelling na word. Yan, so find and replace yung tawag diyan. Yung autocorrect naman at saka spell checker, the same lang yan sila ng function, no? I-correct yung spelling, tapos yung autocorrect naman is kahit for example na mali ka ng pag-type, for example sa word na receipt, nauna mo yung letter I before E, yan, nauna yung I before E, tapos automatic na siyang, hindi na siya mag-underline ng red, automatic na siyang magko-correct. Yun yung autocorrect. Yung page break naman, yan yung function or yung program sa Microsoft Word kung saan masaseparate yung page, no? Page break yung tawag dyan. Yung correct answer dito is itong number 2, mail merge. Yan po yung tamang sagot, no? This is very helpful kasi meron ng mga standardized na program. This is standardized program na makakatulong kapag gagawa ka ng memo. Correct answer is number 2. Again, number 2 po yung correct na answer sa number 88, mail merge. Number 89, which of the following business names should be filed last? Again, alin daw dito yung business name na mapafile last? Is it 1, ABC Trading Co.? Number 2, A&Z Manufacturing. Number 3, A&B Solutions Incorporated. Number 4, A1 Enterprises. Number 5, A to Z Freight Services. Yan. A&Z Manufacturing. Sige. Alin dito yung tamang sagot? Sige, as per ruling, no? Dapat mauuna yung mga may. Ayan, so the same sila ng first letter, A. Pero sa sunod is wala na sila, ano na sila, tawag nito, hindi na sila the same. So merong letter B, merong space na ampersand, tapos merong ganyan, ito, and ito. Yan. So syempre, sabi doon sa ruling, no, is i-disregard natin yung mga, 'di ba merong mga doon sa ruling natin sa business names. Yan dito. When alphabetizing business names, organization, ignore or drop the punctuation marks such as period, comma, apostrophe, and hyphen. No, again, i-ignore daw natin yan. So, balikan natin siya. So, itong ABC, as is lang siya na ABC. And then, yung next is A, tapos Z. A and Z Manufacturing. A to Z. And then, next is A and AB, next is A1, next is A-Z. Yan. Sige. So, meron tayong, syempre, mauuna itong merong number. So, ito na yung number 1. Tapos, ito yung number 1. Next is itong AB, number 2. Tapos, next is ABC. That's number 3. So, between number 2 and number 5, alin dito yung tamang sagot? Is it AZF at saka AZM? Yes, very good. AZ, yung A1, AB, ABC, AZF, or AZM? Alin dito yung tamang sagot? Siyempre, yung last is, yan. So, correct answer po ay itong number 2, A and Z. Mali po yung nalagay ko na, sorry, mali po yung nalagay ko na, tawag nito, answer. Correct answer po ay A and Z Manufacturing. Yan, number 2 po yung tamang sagot. Ito po yung tamang sagot, number 2, A and Z Manufacturing. Hindi po A to Z Freight Services. Again, yan po yung tamang sagot, number 2. Number 2 po yung tamang sagot. Sige, i-edit ko muna ito before ko i-send kay Sir Kirk para ma-send sa inyo. Hindi po i-spell ng 1. Yung number 1 na number, hindi po. Sige. Number 90. Hindi rin po i-spell yung ampersand. Kasi kapag ampersand, hindi yan i-spell out. Yung mga symbols are not spelled out. Yes. Wala pong rules, no, kahit anong rules, marami na po akong nabasa ng mga sources, na mga published sources. Yan, so wala pong sinabi doon na kailangan spell out yung mga symbols, kailangan spell out yung mga numbers. No, kaya hindi po natin spell out yung number or yung mga symbol. Sige. Number 90. I think this is recorded po, opo. So pwede niyo pong balikan yung mga questions kung ngayon, kung kakapasok niyo pa lang. Sige, number 90. Yes, yung number po ay hindi rin po in-spell out. Unless kung yung number ay already spelled out, no? For example, kung nilagay doon 120, 121. Yan, so tapos 1, 2, 3. Alin dito yung mauuna? Siyempre, mauuna yung naka-express in numbers. Hindi yung naka-express in word. Again, hindi na po natin sila gagalawin or hindi po natin sila i-convert into word o kaya naman yung word i-convert into numbers. No? As is lang talaga yan sila. Tapos yung symbols hindi rin spell out. Yan. So I hope it is clear. Sige. Number 90. A receptionist receives a confidential document intended for a company president, but they are not in the office. What should the receptionist do? Yan, so yung receptionist daw, nakatanggap siya ng confidential document. Pag sinabing confidential, parang secret yan or hindi dapat malaman ng maraming tao. Dapat confidential nga. Kung sino lang yung involved na mga tao, sila lang yung dapat makaalam kasi nga confidential, no? So dapat intended yan sa company president pero wala yung president sa office. Ano yung dapat gawin ng receptionist? Is it number 1, open the document to check if it's urgent? Number 2, leave it on the president's desk. Hand it to a coworker for safekeeping. Number 4, store it in a secure location and inform the president. Number 5, ignore the confidentiality and discuss its contents with the team. Sige, merong question si Miss Goldie H. Sabi niya, paano yung symbol na ampersand? Paano i-file siya po? Sige, again, before I will send this file, no, i-edit ko muna yung mga i-edit ko muna yung mga namali ko yung paglagay ng answer. Tapos, ilalagay ko rin po doon yung link kung saan pwede nyong mabasa yung entire text, yung examples or yung entire text ng proper organization, yung sa NESO or NISO, no? Kasi doon meron silang table na nakalagay yung correct na organization ng mga pati yung symbols kung alin yung mauuna. For example, kung meron tayong makitang hyphens, ampersand, alin dyan yung mauuna, for example, di ba? Meron din nakalagay doon. Pero doon sa ating previous na item, finalo natin yung ignoring the ampersand or yung mga symbols, no? I-ignore siya or tatanggalin siya kasi yan yung ruling pagdating sa business names. Yan. So, tinanggal natin siya. Pero doon sa book na ibibigay ko, yung link na pwede nyo basahin, no? Nakalagay doon yung organization o yung tamang pagkakasunod-sunod ng mga symbols. Kayo na bahala magbasa, no? Sige. Proceed na tayo sa number 9. Alin daw yung dapat gawin ng receptionist? Receptionist. Is it 1, open the document to check if it's urgent? Number 2, leave it on the president's desk. Number 3, hand it to a coworker for safekeeping. Number 4, store it in a secure location. Inform the president. Number 5, ignore the confidentiality and discuss its contents with the team. Sige, number 1. Siyempre, hindi mo gagawin yung number 1, no? Kasi nga confidential, tapos dapat yung president lang yung makakaalam. So, siguro tatanggalin ka pag yan yung gagawin mo, no? Buot kag abri og kuan. Buot kag abri sa confidential document, no? Sige, again, hindi mo yan pwedeng gawin, no? I-open mo yung document. Number 2 then, leave it on the president's desk kasi nga this is confidential. So kung iiwan mo lang siya sa desk or sa table ng president, baka merong makakitang iba. So hindi mo rin siya isasagot. Si number 5 naman, ignore the confidentiality and discuss its contents with the team. So binasa mo nga talaga kasi diniscuss mo eh. So dapat hindi din yan yung Bisaya sabi ka, sir. Bisayang dako. Again, ignore the confidentiality, dapat hindi yan yung gagawin, no? Number 5. Hand it to a coworker for safekeeping. So, hindi rin kasi nga dapat sa president lang. Si president lang yung, as much as possible, dapat kakaunti lang yung makakaalam. So, kapag binigay mo sa coworker mo, hindi ka sure kung hindi din ba niya babasahin, no? So, hindi din isasagot si number 3. Correct answer po is number 4. Yes, pwede po kayong sumali sa subproof, no? Pwede. Sige. Correct answer is store it in a secure location and inform the president, no? Ikikip mo siya doon sa safe na location, tapos i-inform mo yung president kung saan mo siya tinago, no? Para ma-inform yung president. Correct answer is number 4. Number 91. A secretary is organizing invoices by date. Which of the following should be replaced first in a chronological filing system? Pag sinabing chronological, yan yung pagkakasunod-sunod according sa date or time. Nag-unboxing ng confidential. Hindi pwedeng ganyan. Sige, again, number 91, yung secretary daw ay nag-organize siya ng mga invoices according sa mga dates. Yan. Which of the following should be placed first in a chronological filing system? So, syempre, yung mauuna, yung pinaka-karaan. Ano ba yan? Pinakaluma. Yan yung pinakauna. Kasi nga, chronological system, hindi naman pwedeng, di ba, yung nag-story ka, hindi naman pwedeng sa end ka mag-start, no? Kaya nga chronological because it follows the time, no? Hindi pwedeng magsisimula ka ng evening bago umaga, no? Hindi ganon. So, dapat magsisimula ka sa pinaka-old na time. Here, ano ba yung hindi yung pinaka-old pala, sorry. Yung chronological, yung pinaka-recent, sorry. Yan. So, here, so 2023, the same sila 2023. Yan. So, syempre, January, February, March, April. So, April yung pinaka-recent. So, April yung uunahin mo kasi yan yung mauuna, no, sa chronological filing system. April 15, 2023, tapos susunod si May, tapos sunod si June, July, tsaka pa si August. Yan po yung chronological order, no? Sige, number 92. When answering an office phone, what is the best way to greet a caller? How great? Number 1, hello, who is this? Number 2, office, what do you need? Wow. Number 3, good morning. This is, then you state the company name and your name. Speaking, how may I assist you? Yan. Number 4, hi, call back later. We're busy. Wow, ang arte ng number 4. Number 5, what do you want? Kung kailangan mo. Charis. Very obvious na, no? Very obvious yung tamang sagot dito. Correct answer is number 3, no? Good morning, this is yung company name. For example, good morning, this is Ibex. My name is Alvin. This is Ibex. Alvin John J. Aconia speaking. How may I assist you? Yan, no? Number 92 is number 3. Yan po yung proper o yung best way para i-greet yung mga callers. Number 93, a coworker needs to print 50 copies of a company memo double-sided to save paper. Which printer setting should be selected? Yan. So, yung katrabaho mo raw ay kailangan niyang mag-print ng 50 copies ng memo sa kumpanya. Tapos gusto niya double-sided para makatipid ng papel or paper, no? Gusto niya back-to-back. Ano daw yung setting ng printer na kailangan mong iset, no? Yung pipiliin mo. Is it number 1, single-sided printing? Number 2, print in grayscale? Number 3, collated pages? Number 4, duplex printing? Number 5, fit to page? Lain lagi ko magtubag, sir, kay good morning ra. Pwede, dapat kuan. Dapat yung proper, no? You say your name para gaganahan din yung tumatawag sa iyo. Sige. Dito, hindi natin isasagot si number 1 kasi pag sinabing single-sided printing, yung isang page lang or isang face ng bond paper lang yung mapiprintahan, hindi na kasali yung likod, no? Yung isang side lang ng papel. So hindi natin isasagot si number 1. Si number 2 naman, yung print in grayscale, yung print in grayscale is ito yung black and white. No, again, black and white lang yan na ink yung magagamit. So, hindi yan nagpe-pertain doon sa back-to-back. Pag sinabi natin collated pages, pag sinabi naman collated pages, ito yung isi-set natin para ma-make sure natin na correct yung pagkakasunod-sunod ng pagka-print. No? Yan yung i-click natin or isi-set, collated pages. Pag duplex printing naman, yan yung sagot. No? Pag sinabing duplex printing, yan yung kabilaan. No, bawat side ng papel, meron lang namang dalawang page yung papel or side. So back to back, yan yung ibig sabihin ng duplex printing or double-sided printing. Correct answer is number 4. Yung fit to page naman, pag sinabing fit to page, meron kasing, for example, yung mga for example yung tawag nito, yung mga documents na naka-PDF, no, yung naka-PDF tapos originally yung file is long or 8.5 by 13. Tapos gusto mo siyang i-print sa short na bond paper. Yan, so nakaset na doon sa printing mo or sa printer setting na short bond paper yung gagamitin mo. So pag i-click mo yung fit to page, yung mangyayari mag-a-adjust yung mag-a-adjust yung size ng PDF na file. No, para pasok pa rin siya, no, yung laman ng document doon sa short na bond paper. Yan yung ibig sabihin ng fit to page. Yes, fit to paper. Number 94. Which of the following is the best way to minimize errors when entering data into a spreadsheet? Yan. So this is just the same with the previous question kanina, pero iba-iba lang yung kanilang option. Number 1, enter all data quickly and check for errors later. Yan. So, i-enter mo daw lahat ng data, tapos i-check mo siya mamaya. I-check mo yung mga errors later. Number 2 naman, use predictive text without reviewing entries. Meron kasing mga predictive text. For example, kung magta-type ka pa lang ng happy or good morning, tapos hanggang M ka pa lang, meron nang nagpe-predict na morning, no? Kahit hindi naman good morning talaga yung gusto mong i-type. Yan yung predictive text. Number 3 naman, verify each entry against the source document as you type. O, di ba? Iniba lang yung pagkakasabi. Pero the same yung meaning. Number 4 naman, avoid double checking to save time. So hindi mo na i-check para makatipid ka ng oras. Number 5, guess missing information if uncertain. Kapag hindi ka raw sure about sa mga ine-entry mo na data, huhula ka na lang. Huhula ka na lang na baka sa number 4 merong missing information. Ganyan. So hindi yan pwede. Yung tamang sagot ay, yan, very good. Ang galing nyo. Correct answer is number 3. I-verify kaagad yung entry against doon sa original na source. Yan, source document as you type. The same lang din yung thought doon sa previous na question, iniba lang yung pagka-deliver. Number 95. A manager asks you to send an important email to a client. What is the final step before sending it? Yan. So, inutusan ka ng manager mo na mag-send ng mahalagang email sa client. So, ano yung pinakahuling step na gagawin mo bago mo isi-send yung file, yung email? Is it number 1, send it immediately to avoid delay. So, agad-agad mong isi-send para hindi na ma-delay. Number 2 naman, print a copy for reference before sending. So, magpiprint ka ng copy para meron kang kopya. Yan, or basihan. Number 3, read it carefully for spelling, grammar, and factual errors. So, i-check mo muna kung correct ba yung spelling, kung tama ba yung, na-follow ba yung mga grammar rules, at saka yung mga factual errors. Number 4, ask a coworker to send it for you. So, uutusan mo yung katrabaho mo na ikaw na lang yung mag-send. Ganyan. Or number 5, send the email without checking to save time. So, isi-send mo na lang, hindi mo na i-check para makatipid ka ng time. So, very obvious naman yung answer, no? Correct answer is number 3, no? Babasahin mo ng maigi para malaman mo kung merong maling spelling, mali yung grammar, at saka merong factual error if ever meron, no? Bago mo i-send. Number 96, which of the filing names should be placed last in an alphabetical filing system? Again, alin dito yung paghuli mong ipa-file sa filing system? Again, last. Placed last. Hindi na siya umagi. Last. Is it number 1, Lopez Maria? Number 2, Lozano Peter? Number 3, Lontok Juan? Number 3, Loria Ana? Number 5, Loyola Francis? So the same sila ng first 2 letters. L-O-L-O. So ika-crush natin yan. Tapos proceed tayo sa pangatlo. Yes. So alam natin na yung pangatlong letters are P, Z, N, R, Y. Tapos alam din natin na yung panghuling letter sa alphabet ay letter Z. So letter Z, Lozano Peter, yan yung isasagot natin. Correct answer is, you are very good. Correct answer is number 2 po, hindi Loyola. Number 2, Lozano Peter. Again, X ito. Ay nako. Number 2 po yung tamang sagot. Lozano Peter. Yan po yung tamang sagot. Lozano Peter. Sorry sa react ko na po. Sige. Again, number 2, Lozano Peter. Hindi po number 5. Number 97. A clerk finds a confidential document left on a shared office printer. What is the best action to take? Sige, sa 97, sabi dito, yung clerk daw, nakakita siya ng confidential na document na naiwan doon sa office printer. Yung office printer na lahat, pag sinabing shared office printer, lahat gumagamit ng printer na yon, or hindi lang isa yung gumagamit ng printer na yon, pwedeng marami, no? Ano daw yung dapat gawin ng clerk? Is it 1, read the document to see if it is important? So babasahin para malaman daw niya kung importante ba. Number 2, leave it on the printer for the owner to retrieve. So iiwan mo lang yung document para makuha kaagad ng may-ari. Number 3, give it to the nearest coworker for safekeeping. So, ibibigay mo doon sa katabi mong coworker para siya na yung magkikip. Or number 4, deliver it to the intended recipient or secure it in a locked file. And then number 5, make a copy in case someone else needs it. Or if photocopy mo kay para meron kang kopya in case na merong maghanap or kailangan ito ng iba, no? Correct answer is, syempre, that's number 4, no? I-deliver or isi-send mo yan doon sa intended recipient, tapos isi-secure mo siya or isi-secure mo siya sa locked na file. Para, again, pag sinabing confidential, as much as possible, dapat yun lang yung recipient lang, no, or target recipient lang yung makakaalam, o kaya naman, as much as possible, kakaunting grupo lang ng tao yung makakaalam, no? Number 98, which keyboard shortcut is used to undo an action in most Office applications? 1, Control plus Z. Number 2, Control plus X. Number 4, number 3, Control plus V. Number 4, Control plus S. Number 5, Control plus P. Yan, very easy. Very easy. Number 5, pag Control plus P, this is print. No, again, this is print. Uy, print. Pag Control plus S, save. Pag Control plus V, this is paste. Pag Control plus X, cut. Pag Control plus Z, this is undo. So, alin dito yung correct na answer? That's number 1. Control plus Z, that is undo. Undoing. No? Sana parang computer lang yung life natin, no? Kapag nagkamali, pwede lang i-undo. Unfortunately, hindi ganyan yung life, no? Sige. Number 99. Which of the following elements must always be included in an official office memorandum? Yung clue natin dito ay yung elements na kailangan included always sa isang office memorandum. Yan, ano daw yung element ng letter na dapat always andun sa office memorandum? Is it number 1, yung sender's signature daw? Signature. Number 2, a closing salutation. Number 3, a subject line. Number 4, a personal greeting. Number 5, the company's logo. Alin daw dito yung dapat hindi mawala sa isang official office memorandum? Number 99, maraming number 1, merong number 3, merong number 5, iba-iba. Mapapasabi ka na lang na, at least we learn, at least we tried. Sige, alin dito yung tamang sagot? That's number, ang daming nagsagot ng number 1, ang daming nagsagot ng number 3. Correct answer po ay, correct answer is yung subject line. Pag sinabing subject line, yan yung kung saan patungkol yung memo. Kasi nga yung memorandum, isa siyang letter kung saan magbabago ng internal rules or rules ng isang organization or yung existing na rules sa isang organization. Ngayon, importante na merong subject line or kung saan patungkol yung memorandum para inform immediately yung mga concerned individuals, no? Again, yung tamang sagot po ay subject line o yung, again, pag sinabing subject line, yan yung kung saan patungkol or kung ano patungkol yung office memorandum. Hindi valid ang memo kung walang signature. Yes, that is correct, no? Pero dapat hindi mawala yung subject line. Yan. So again, kasi meron din namang mga memo na walang ano to? Tawag nito. Yes, merong mga memo na hindi nagre-require ng sender signature, no? Pwedeng hindi naman kasi kinakailangan ng sender signature. Yes, necessary yung signature, pero from the president or from the highest ranking official in an organization, hindi specifically sa sender. No, kasi pwede namang gumawa ng memo ay yung secretary ni president, tapos si president pipirma na lang siya. Ganyan. So again, hindi po necessary yung sender's signature. Importante yung signature. Yes, correct yung sinabi kanina na hindi effective yung memo kapag walang signature ng authority. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na kailangan sender signature yon. Yan. So, importante pa rin yung subject line. So, yung isasagot natin yung subject line. Sige. Correct answer is number 3, a subject line. Yes. Hindi natin malalaman kung anong purpose ng memorandum kung walang subject line. Correct. Number 100. A secretary needs to make 10 copies of double-sided document. What setting should be used on the photocopier? Yan, ito masyadong madali. Number 100. Ano yung tamang sagot? That's number. Yan, very good. Ang dali lang. Correct answer is number. That's number 3. Double-sided or duplex copying. Double-sided copying or kaya naman duplex. Favorite number 3 kasi. Number 3, double-sided duplex copying. Baka number 3 na lahat yung isasagot nyo ha, kasi maraming number 3 dito sa ating live na rationalization. Hindi ganyan. Wala pong pattern pagdating sa mga national exams. Kailangan alam natin yung tamang sagot. Next, number 101. Power of 3. Wow. A clerk is arranging the following names in alphabetical order. De la Cruz 1, De la Cruz Maria, De los Reyes Pedro, De la Peña, at saka De la Torre. Alin dito daw yung which name should be filed third? Yan. So, syempre, mauuna si De la Cruz 1. Mauuna si De la Cruz 1. Next is De la Cruz Maria. Sino yung pangatlo? Third. After De la Cruz, so tapos na ito, tapos na ito. Next is De los Reyes, De la Peña, and De la Torre. LMNOP. Sorry. The same sila, De la, itong dalawa. Siyempre, mas mauna mo yung De la as compared kay Delos. So, alin dito kay Peña at saka Torre? LMNOPQRST. So, mas mauna si De la Peña. So, susunod si De la Peña. De la Peña Ana. So, siya yung pang third. Correct answer is De la Peña. Alin ba dito si De la Peña? That's number 3. Very good. Now, 101 is number 3, De la Peña. Which name should be filed third? De la Peña. Number 102. A supervisor asks a clerk to send a highly confidential document to another department. What is the most secure way to deliver it? Yan, yung supervisor daw, inutusan yung clerk na mag-send ng highly confidential na document doon sa kabilang department. Ano yung pinaka-secure or pinaka-safe na paraan ng pag-deliver nito? Is it number 1, send it via email without encryption? Hindi pwedeng without encryption. Pwede sanang isend siya via email, pero dapat encrypted siya. Pag sinabing encrypted, yan yung way or paraan or encryption, paraan yan kung saan nilalock yung document. No, kailangan mo pa siyang kailangan pa siya ng password or kaya naman yung code bago mo siya mabuksan. Yan yung encryption. So kung without encryption, hindi pwede. Hindi yan secure. Kasi mababasa yan kaagad ng makaka-receive ng email. So dapat hindi ganun kasi nga confidential yun na document. So hindi pwedeng si number 1. Si number 2 naman, place it on a recipient's desk when they are not around. Again, hindi rin pwedeng basta-basta mo na lang yan iwan sa table ng recipient kasi baka merong iba na makabasa. Si number 5 naman, upload it to a shared drive accessible to all employees. Again, hindi rin pwede kasi confidential nga, as much as possible, dapat kaunti lang yung nakakaalam. Ngayon, kapag in-upload natin yan sa shared drive na pwedeng ma-access ng lahat ng empleyado, malalaman na kaya nga, confidential dapat. Hindi pwede si number 5. Si number 4 naman, announce its contents in a team meeting before sending it. So, inform mo muna yung mga katrabaho mo bago mo isi-send. Hindi yan pwede. Correct answer is number 3. Ilan po kaya ang items sa actual exam para sa rationalization? Hindi po tayo sure kung ilan talagang item yung sa clerical ability, yung sa tawag nito sa math. Pero sure tayo meron yan. Hindi lang tayo sure kung ilang items. Sige. Number 103. Again, correct answer is use a sealed envelope and hand deliver it to the recipient. So, ilalagay mo siya sa isang sealed na envelope, tapos i-deliver mo siya in person doon sa recipient or sa correct na recipient. Next. Number 103, a company organizes files using a terminal digit numeric system. Example, 123456, where sorting starts. Sabi dito, sorting starts from the last 2 digits. So yung pagsusort daw ay binabase doon sa last 2 digits. Yung tanong, which of the following numbers would be filed first? Anlin dito yung mauuna? Is it number 1, 45, 67, 89. Number 2, 34, 56, 78. Number 3, 23, 45, 12. Number 4, 12, 34, 23. Number 5, 56, 78, 90. Alin dito yung tamang sagot? Again, sorting starts from the last 2 digits. So ito lang yung babasihan natin, si 89, 78, 12, 23, at saka 90. Alin man dito yung pinakamaliit na number? Yung pinakamaliit na number o yung pinakamas less yung value is yung number 12. So meaning, ito yung isasagot natin. Correct answer is number 103 is number 3. Number 104. A clerk organizing files labeled with alphanumeric codes. Again, a clerk is organizing files labeled with alphanumeric codes. In which order should the following be filed? Sir, ayaw ba maglagay ng tamang sagot sa iba? Hindi po ako nagbibigay ng number nito. Hindi po ako nagsusort ng questions. No? Nagra-rationalize. Sige. We have A102, A99, B001, A111, A109. Sige, syempre, mas mauuna yung nagsisimula sa letter A. So, meaning, panghuli itong si B001. And then, proceed tayo sa kanilang numbers. Start tayo sa may pinakamalit na numbers. We have A99. After A99 is A102. After A102 is A109. Next is A111 and then B001. Hahanapin lang natin ito dito sa option and makikita natin siya sa number 1. Yan, again, A99, A102, A109, A111, and B001. 105, a secretary is given the following task. Yung secretary, ang dami niyang trabaho. Una, mag-schedule siya ng meeting para sa alas 10 a.m. Next is transcribe minutes from the last meeting. Next is print and distribute updated reports. Letter D, respond to urgent emails. Yan yung mga trabaho niya. Again, yung mag-schedule ng meeting para sa 10 a.m. Tapos mag-transcribe pa ng minutes sa last meeting. tapos mag-print, tapos mag-distribute ng updated reports, and lastly, respond to urgent emails. Yung tanong, alin dito yung ipa-prioritize niya? Now, which should be the first priority? Is it 1, schedule the meeting for 10 a.m.? Number 2, start transcribing the minutes. Number 3, print and distribute reports. 4, respond to urgent emails. Number 5, delay task and take a break. Wala pong number 5 ha. Hindi po natin isasagot sa number 5. Delay task and take a break. No? Ipagpaliban mo na lang yung mga trabahuin, yung kailangan mong trabahuin para makapagpahinga ka, take a break. Alin dito yung dapat mong gawin? Schedule a meeting for 10 a.m. Ang daming number 1. Sige. Pero yung correct na answer po is number 4. No, kasi nga, urgent. Urgent na mga emails. So, ibig sabihin, importante yan kasi nga urgent. Kinakailangan na agad-agad. So, kailangan yan yung uunahin mo. Respond to urgent emails. Hindi pwede yung mag-schedule ka ng meeting for 10 a.m. Yan yung uunahin mo. Especially knowing na meron ka pang mga urgent emails na kailangang sagutan. Correct answer is number 4, respond to urgent emails. Yan po yung tamang sagot. Ang dami pa namang nagsagot ng number 1. Pero it's okay, no? It's okay na magkamali ngayon, wag lang ngayong linggo, no? Dapat perfect kayo ngayong linggo. Yan. Tag-an ko pa, di ba? Tag-an ko palagi. And that ends our rationalization for the clerical ability final coaching. So I hope na marami kayong natutunan in this evening or in this session na hopefully by God's grace magagamit nyo ngayong linggo. No, do not forget to pray and study, read para makapasa and makuha ninyo yung eligibility na inyong inaasam-asam. Thank you so much, guys, and God bless everyone. Yan, so, i-edit ko muna itong PowerPoint bago ko i-send kay Sir Kirk para si Sir Kirk na yung mag-distribute ng file. Yan, sige. Again, thank you so much po sa pag-attend and I hope marami kayong natutunan. Good night and good evening, ha? Good night, tapos na good evening. Good night, everyone. God bless. Sir Kurt.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much.
Dito na si Sir Kurt.
Thank you so much po, sir. Okay, so bukas po, yung magiging schedule po natin is regarding po sa numerical reasoning. Okay? Together with Ma'am Yana rin po tayo bukas sa mastery readiness and live rationalization ng ating mock test. Hindi po pala mock test, pre-final test po natin. Okay? Yes po, meron po tayong live bukas, Ma'am Yana Lynn. Numerical reasoning. Okay? Thank you and God bless po sa lahat. And then if meron naman po kayong vacant time po ngayon, ongoing pa po yung ating live rationalization ng analytical ability. Okay? Pero pang professional po yun. Okay? Good night po sa lahat. And then, take your dinner din po.